Unforgiving Ross-Abian Desert.
Good morning, welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott, and with me is chuckling turd over here, Sabrina. This morning's adventures are going to be in the Kahuku unit of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, formerly the Damon Estate. It is a roughly 116,000 acres that the National Park Service purchased from the Damon Estate in 2003. It was a working cattle ranch from the 1850s or 60s until then. So it's over the last 20 years, it's slowly and continually just being turned back into its natural state. But there is one road you can drive up, the main Kahuku Ranch Road, and then most of the trails in the area still follow the old ranch trails. They're not really old. I mean, they were in use till 2003. So, but yes, the first trail we're going to be doing today is the Palm Corrals Trail. If you're going to walk from parking lot to same parking lot, it's 2.6 miles. If you're just going to walk from the lower lot to the upper lot or vice versa and have a car shuttle, it's 1.8 or something like that. So you got to walk along the road for a little over half mile to get back to whatever parking lot you started at. But pretty much you're going to go walk through some Pasturelands, past some really old Ohi'a trees, walk over the 1868 Mauna Kea lava flow, maybe. It just says 1868 eruption, doesn't tell me which volcano technically blew up in 1868, but I want to say it's Mauna Kea. Maybe. Mauna Loa. Probably Mauna Loa. I think we're on the Mauna Loa side. It's Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa. Anyway, so yeah, we'll walk across the 1868 lava flow, walk through some pasture lands, see some old ranch stuff, and then come back. And then second parts will be some cinder cones, but that'll be its own video. Thank you for joining us, and aloha. Alright, we have driven a couple of miles up the road. There's our rental car. The entrance is down there. There are more trails that direction. One of these legs has come loose. I'll deal with that. God dang it. Where is it? There it is. Hey, scrub your feet.
What? Hawaii?
Yes, but we're inside the park now. It's different. Here, I'll spritz you. Make sure you clean your footsies. That way you don't spread. Almost out. Too much of an angle. There we go. Volume. That way you don't spread rapid Ohi'a death. It's a fungus it's like the pine bark beetle back on the mainland. It's killing thousands and thousands and thousands of Ohi'a trees. Like the pine bark beetle's killing thousands and thousands and millions of pine trees in the US, making our forests more susceptible and less healthy. Doing the same thing here. So yes, the Palm Trail. We're walking down some ranch roads, through some pasture land, see the pretty recovering scenery. Hopefully you'll get to see some Ohi'a blossoms.
Well, what's it having to recover for?
What do you mean? Oh, because it's not a working ranch anymore. So it's going back to a natural state.
But what did they do to it to make it?
Cleared it for grass for livestock.
Oh.
So it's going to be a whole bunch of grassy fields out here that are slowly going back to this Ohi'a scrub forest. There's supposed to be some really big Ohi'a trees out here too. So yes, it's 1.6-ish miles of actual trail, and then we'll walk back down the road back to the car. So nice little wander. Got to get that in front, get the views up. I don't know what elevation we're at. We are at 2,500 feet of elevation. Ooh. Here's the fissure, I think. I believe. Yeah, this has got to be the fissure. It's tall. It's where the lava came spurting out. Back in 1868. think we'll now be going up. See, all this was part of the lava flow, I believe, which is why it's so scrubby looking, because the plants have only had, was that 160 years-ish to regrow, versus there'll be some virgin forest out here with some much bigger, thicker trees and growth. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's gonna be, it's as warm in Hawaii. Shocking, I know. Even in January, it's supposed to be like 80 degrees today.
Yay!
The ocean is down that direction. The top of Mauna Loa is up that direction. We're just cruising in the middle. After a short little walk, I believe we are about ready to leave the 1868 flow behind and head into the proper pasture land. So now we are going into the pasture land. Bigger trees, more grass, much older lava flow. As you can tell, the Ohi'as are very tall and old and strong versus the scrubby colonizing stuff back there. And we get ferns and some sort of yew or heather type of bush. I don't know what it's actually called. I'll take a picture of it and see if I can get a name of it later. But to me, it looks like a heather, something from the heather family. Sabrina got warm. Did you want to put your fanny pack in the backpack? Okay. This is much pretty. Not that walking across an lava flow isn't pretty, but this is nice. That's a big Ohi'a tree. I get a picture of big Ohi'a tree. And then Munchkin will walk next to it for scale. Smile! This is quite pretty. I don't know if all this understory was just straight up normal grass, or if this is what it looked like pretty much when the cows were in here. But it looks really nice. Figured I'd let the camera run for a little bit. What's weird to me, this is from being in all the other national parks I've been in, is this kind of scenery. I'm fully expecting to see some elk or herd a buffalo or have to worry about bears or wolves, and no. The biggest mammal we're gonna have to worry about, I mean, it's not nothing to worry about, is a pig. And even those probably aren't gonna get in here because I believe, especially the Kahuku unit, has board fence all the way around it to keep the pigs out. So theoretically, the biggest thing we'll see is a stray chicken, a nene, or a mongoose. And those really aren't a threat. But yeah, this is very, very peaceful, very different. It really is like walking through the Old West, kind of like being at Grand Teton or Grant Coors Ranch. Except for, it's a semi-tropical setting instead of high Rocky Mountain setting. Turn back and see the wild munchkin. That's probably going to be the thumbnail. Oh, the run? Yes, that's going to be in the bit. That's perfect. Chef's kiss. She almost biffed it. We try to have a good time on the channel. Trail junction, maybe? Or is it just telling us to not go down a different road? Oh, I think we've reached the namesake corrals section of the Palm Corrals. Yeah, it looks like an unkept road. Well, I think that's just from all the rutting from when it was being used as an actual ranch for the last 150 years. I hear people. People. I hear people. So now we've come up to the actual corrals, which I will quickly go look through and conveniently let these people go by. The corrals portion of the Palm Corrals. You're fine, there's no bug. No, there isn't. Good morning. So now we head due north for a wee bit, and then we'll turn back east and head back to the road. Look at the size of this Ohi'a tree. Goodness. We can stop in the shade of the tree for a little bit if you want. I just want to get you as scale. Got that. That's probably going to be a thumbnail. Left our peaceful agrarian scene. I mean, just, yes, that is just, so good. Now we begin our uphill portion of our walk. It's just so pretty. I'm sure Nash is very ungy-bungy. Area closed beyond that point, aka active restoration. Please don't go that direction. We'll get a picture of that with the signage. Just because, lower that down so you can see it. And then we'll continue. And ooh, we'll walk. We'll do double duty and get a short walk in here. Old water line. You see the water line? The old water main? The rubber tube? Water line bringing down to the tanks down here. That breeze is wonderful, by the way. She's staying there because she's hot. I'm gonna go check out the old Cinder Quarry real quick. So, this is one of the spots where the ranch actively mined the cinder out of one of the side of these cinder cones to use as road material for their road building. And I'm sure they probably sold some of it off to their neighbors and to the state too. 20 years later, If it wasn't for the scarp of where they were actively cutting in, you'd hardly know it was there. There's another road going off that direction. We'll just come look at this real quick. Probably a 20-foot tall scarp or so. And it's just pure cinders. Old lava rock. Nice, light, airy, easy to crush up, easy to make into road. It's kind of tempting to eat this adder. It's light enough. It might get caught in the wind. Cinders, pumice, whatever you want to prefer to call it. That's what they are mining. Back to Munchkin and back to continuing on our hike. Figured I'd let you guys listen to the bird sounds for a little bit because it is just absolutely beautiful. And I finally figured out what this reminds me of. Open grasslands interspersed with old growth trees like this. Replace the Ohi'a tree and swept out the species of grass and ferns with ponderosa trees, and we're back in Cle Elum. We're walking around the Tianway or anywhere else on the east slope of the Cascades in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness or any other. That's why it feels kind of like home. Different kind of lava rock though. Stuff's a little fresher. There is basalt in the Tianway. It's half basalt and half sandstone. But that stuff's a little bit older. So we will just continue our waltz along the road, the old road, back to the current drivable road. That is good. And of course with the clouds behind it, the shading's all funny, but I assure you it's pretty. But I believe we are coming up on the upper parking lot for the Palm Corrals. So all we will have after this is just walking downhill back to the car, which I will probably show some of it because when we parked the car it was much more open because we were on the 1868 lava flow. This obviously is not 1868 lava flow and is quite gorgeous open old growth Ohi'a Forest and grassland. So I think I will run the outro right now. That way if I don't take any video walking down the roadway showing the transition, you don't have to worry about it. Thank you for joining us on this Cooley Outdoors Hawaii adventure where we did the Palm Corrals trail in the Kahuku unit of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please tell me why you did or did not like the video so I can improve it for next time. Ratings, accessibility, well considering it's only open on the weekends, but it's right off the highway, I'm going to give it 2 stars. Yeah, 2 stars I think would work. Difficulty, 2. I mean, it's some up and down, you gain some elevation, but it's rolling and it's not that difficult. The heat, if you're not good with the heat or going up and down, then yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it's only,
2.5.
yeah, we'll go 2.5. I mean, we still gotta walk down the road, but if you go the direction we did and start from bottom and go to top, then the road walk is at the end and you're going downhill versus the road walk being at the end and you're going uphill, which won't be very fun. So yeah, I'll give it 2.5 and enjoyment. We didn't get to see the ocean, we didn't get to see volcano, but I mean, it was a really pretty stroll, and if you're looking for something to do to spend a morning, especially because it's only open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., then yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I'm gonna give it a 3 or 3.5 stars, I think, because yeah, it wasn't super exciting, but it was cool, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. So again, another washing station. That handle kind of broke off, but I mean, we could probably figure out how to work it. So up that direction is some more trails, including the Kona Trail and the Gordy Trail, which hopefully when we come back some other time, we will do those, and I'll post at least one of, if not both of them, right there. But also not too much further up that direction, the road becomes much more less improved, and it's really only a and it requires 4x4 to go up it. So our Dodge Charger probably would not be too happy if I were to make it go up it. So yeah, now we'll be walking down the road for about 3/4 of a mile to get back to the car. Thank you, aloha, and we will see you going up the cinder cones in a little bit. Have a good one, and ciao.